everyone, welcome back to All the Mods 9. This is episode 3. And last episode we worked on some integrated dynamics, got some auto crafting and stuff set up. We got a full scale storage system with integrated dynamics. We have a storage terminal that we can access all of our stuff with. Our quarry finished up digging this whole chunk, so we had some oldemodium and stuff. We could duplicate it with our pulverizers. We automated the infusing and the smelting with the crafting interfaces, so we got some basic recipe automation with integrated dynamics as well for glass, sandstone, and we have auto input and output, so we could auto craft multiple multi-stage recipes with that. But yeah, we could just you can't search when you're trying to do that. It's kind of convoluted when you're trying to do that, but you need to actually search up the recipe beforehand. You need to actually click on recipe before you try to make the recipe. That's something very important. But yeah, there's you can also like chisel it to get the smooth stone, which is really interesting. But yeah, smooth stone was another thing that I wanted to automate because you do need it for the simulation chambers and whatnot. You need it for making the models for model frameworks, because I wanted to first of all today get the models for the dragon, the ender dragon, so I could get some more dragon eggs and whatnot. But yeah, just like that, this is how it works. It works one at a time. It doesn't do multiple. I tried disabling blocking mode, but it didn't really work, so I'm not sure how would you do like multiple of them at once, how you would program that. But I tried disabling blocking mode, but it still didn't work for some reason, so I'm not sure why the word. But yeah, that's how it is. So I respawned the dragon, and it's pretty cool, this dragon bell sound. I don't know what mod it is that makes changes this up, but I really like how they changed the dragon up. But yeah, I just got some ender dragon models. Almost got killed, by the way. The knockback on the thing is crazy, even with full diamond armor. I mean, this is really not hard. But yeah, I did need 6 kills to get the ender dragon up to the max level thing. And there's also a model curio slot, so I just put on my curio slot and I just put it the grid. Oh, not grid, sorry, deep learner. There's a specific deep learner slot. Oh no, it's only 2, so you need 6 data points, but you only need 2 kills for the 6 data points, which is interesting. It shows you that. So yeah, I just killed it 2 times. Wasn't that hard with the oldemodium axe, just had to wait for it to like perch constantly, and yeah, eventually got 2. I should also try to kill it with a knife at the end, because then that way I could also get some dragon teeth, which is needed for the non-hatchable dragon eggs, which we need later on for the star. But yeah, we will need way more of this. We will need at least 18 dragon teeth, but at least at this point, while I was farming the models, I got 3 of them at least. But yeah, so I had eventually got the dragon model. I tried to set up automation for the prediction matrices, but just like usual, for some reason, the recipe did not work because I used the tags. So yeah, I replaced it with regular glass panes, and it automatically crafted up some dragon models, pushed the prediction matrices inside the simulation chambers, and then I just set up some pipes to automate pumping out the generalized predictions outside of the simulation chambers, but putting in the regular actual ender dragon predictions inside the loot fabricators. And that thing is the thing that actually gives you what you may call it, the dragon eggs. So next up, I had been farming up some of the mob farm stuff so I could get more lily pads of fertility to speed up the growth rate of inferium for my mystical agriculture farm. And at this point, it had become a crazy fast with a full 9x9 for lily pads of fertility. So we were getting inferium at an insane rate for all the insanium that we needed. I was putting it in an ender chest, and then I was pumping it from the ender chest inside an RF tool scanner, which was crafting it up into insanium and getting it all the insanium essence that we needed for all of our mystical agriculture stuff. I also made some base seeds like air seeds and whatnot. But yeah, water, dirt, essence. But yeah, also I started working on some of the supremium armor. I already made supremium armor. I worked on started getting some augments for my supremium armor, because the augments from mystical agriculture are pretty easy to craft, but they're actually pretty powerful. All of these have one augment slot, but I believe the awakened supremium stuff has two augment slots. So yeah, I also enchanted them. As you can see, I put mending and stuff on it. Protection, maximum, at least whatever I could get. I don't have the best of enchantments, as you can see, and some of them do have like some affixes and stuff. But whatever random thing I could get, I just put on it. But yeah, first thing I wanted to get was night vision. So you just needed some golden carrots and some prudentium, which is pretty easy to get. I was looking up how the tinkering and stuff actually works, how you actually put in the machines inside. But yeah, basically you just craft up the augments, and you just put in a tinkering table, and you can just put them inside like this, and you just get night vision and any other augment that you want. So I made night vision, absorption. I also made some health boost stuff, put absorption on all of my stuff, because we were going to go to the other. So I made a teleport pad, went to the nether, and put a teleport pad in the nether. And if you just shift right click the teleport pad, then it teleports you into the other dimension. The first thing I did there was make a flux infused elytra, and this is one of the only things that actually works inside the other. Also made the flux infused elytra controller, and this basically allows you to like use flux, which is energy, to boost yourself with the elytra, because flight is disabled in the other dimension. But I saw Alfred GG do a speed run, and if you just right click, it powers up, and then you can just shift right click, and then you can just right click to boost yourself up in the air. You do take fall damage though, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I just went towards the ancient pyramid and tried to surface my thing. Also, I was getting slow falling sometimes when I was getting the flight is disabled message, which was interesting. But I was not getting it the other times. So I'm not sure what actually makes you grant the slow falling effect. But yeah, I basically used it to get to the other. So yeah, I was just there for making the Piglich models, because you do need a lot of Piglich hearts. And I tried picking them up, but you need a lot of XP for try to pick them up with your mob yoinkers, and it actually scales up with the health of the mob. So yeah, those things have 10,000 health, so I was not gonna sit there and kill them. So I just like tried to whack them down with a mob grinder to reduce their damage a bit, because those things had 10,000 damage, and the mob grinder was doing like 20 each time. So I had to just slowly get them down to like under 100 and kill them manually, and get each model at a time. And I tried to bring them one at a time, but some of them like had started like despawning and stuff, which was really unfortunate, and I had to like bring them one at a time, which was really bad. But yeah, also got some soul lava, which is one of the best heat generators. Actually, they have insane temperature. This is really good for any heat-based generators, especially the thermo generators from power, because they have one of the highest. They depend on the temperature of whatever is under there. They take the temperature difference and they use to that to generate power. So I just made some, I believe, spirited thermo generators, and I was just gonna put some water and the soul lava to generate some easy passive power. I mean, it's so broken. I also found this out with Alfred GG's whatchamacallit, the speedrun. And also, you can't actually place blocks upon them. The only way to get rid of soul lava is actually just picking it up with a bucket. So you must be beware of that if you're actually trying to use the soul lava for in your own world to try to place them. But yeah, just put some thermo generators. Put a dirt block for just also need some flux ducts, yeah, to actually grab the power out of the actual thermal generators. I'm not sure how the flux ducts actually work or what the limit on them is. Apparently they're infinite, right? But I don't know if they're actually infinite because it didn't seem like they were actually infinite because I couldn't get them to generate enough power from the what you may call it, the generate enough transfer rate to pull the energy out fast enough from the thermal generators, as you will see later on. But yeah, basically, I was trying to dig out a tunnel underground, so I don't have like ugly like flux duct cabling under everywhere, like you see over my power setup. But yeah, I just try to dig down a hole and try to make. It's not doing a good job at it, by the way, as you can see. It's really, uh, it's a really bad job at it. Uh, just trying to dig a hole through. I was trying to use the vein miner, I think, or I wasn't actually, which is interesting. Also, should have probably used the shrinking device. I totally forgot that the shrinking device is a thing. Should have made a shrinking device because it would have been so much easier getting through the hole with the shrinking device uh, through. Also, a diamond shovel can insta-mine, apparently. I totally forgot that that's the thing in vanilla Minecraft. I totally forgot that you could insta-mine dirt with like no enchants. Yeah, this just totally don't remember vanilla mechanics. I haven't played Minecraft since a long time actually, so that was one of the reasons as well. Ran out of flux ducts, had to make more flux ducts. I didn't actually set up the auto crafting recipes either, so that was another thing I probably should have done, but I did not. But yeah, you just place them upon soul lava, and then they generate energy based on whatever heated material is under them. So you feed them water, and they consume the water, I believe. And you just feed them water with any infinite water source. You can. I tried to use integrated dynamics so I could like push the thing as far, push the water as fast as possible. Because integrated dynamics have like no limit on the transfer rate. You can set whatever limit you want. You can set it to max int, and it will transfer fluid or items at the max int rate limit. It will cause a whole lot of TPS lag in your whole world, and that is something that a little bit of a foreshadowing here. You'll see in later in the future episode that it does matter using integrated dynamics. But yeah, I was just trying to make some fluid interfaces, but for whatever reason, it's really annoying. For whatever reason, all of my recipes don't work, which is probably a reason why most people don't use integrated dynamics for their auto crafting needs. It's really annoying. But yeah, I didn't have enough cobblestone for my pistons. It's also really hard to look at the GUI and see what you're actually missing because it gives you like a whole list of stuff, and you like have no clue like what you're actually missing. It's especially like complicated long recipes like these. Like it's really hard to find out what you're actually missing. It's not intuitive like at all, like what you're actually missing. So I don't really like that mechanic. But yeah, basically you put fluid interfaces as whatever is interacting. So think of these like a storage bus, or right, like if you're thinking in terms of A2, it's like a storage bus, and the importer is the importer, right? It's importing it into the system, and the storage buses are like part of the system. So the interfaces are what act as the system. I didn't need the latex processing setup anymore, so I just took them and I just set it up for my power generation setup because I was like, I don't really need that anymore, right? So, and also I didn't want to wait for terracottas melting up for my for this stupid sink just for getting some power, right? Yeah, so I got some variable cards. You don't need a variable card every time you're setting up any importer or exporter. That is one thing you must keep in mind every time you're using integrated dynamics for piping stuff. You will have to use variable cards anytime you're using any of the stuff. As you can see, these things are not generating power right now because they don't have any water being fed into them. But once they do, they will be uh, feeding. But yeah, as you can see, it says generates 1.5 thousand FE per tick. But if we put it over the soul lava, it should actually tell us what the actual amount is that we're going to get. Okay, but yeah, I was thinking what's the best way to do it because I also wanted to make it look kind of symmetrical at the same time. So that was something that probably should have kept in mind. But yeah, you can just set the fluid transfer rate to whatever you want, which is pretty nice. And yeah, just like that, all of them fill up with water and they start generating power. As you can see, it's generating 13,500 FE per tick at 900% efficiency. So it's generating 9 times what it should normally be generating because the heat rate of the soul lava is just so much. So it scales up with the heat rate of that, which is pretty nice. So yeah, these power generators, thermal generators, they're pretty hard to beat because they're so easy to get from that stuff. I also set up another one of the simulation chambers to get some Piglich hearts at the start. And as you can see, it uses 16,000 FE per tick just to generate, just to get the whatchamacallit, the Piglich stuff. I can't even speak today. But yeah, I think we're gonna call it now for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed watching that. But that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you next time. Bye.